Hello everybody, good afternoon, how are you doing? 5-minute test, max effort, or max paced effort for 5 minutes. Just doing my warm up and we will begin. So I'm starting off for 20 minutes, just easy riding. And I'm going to do a 6-minute effort just below threshold, and then we're going to have another 10 minutes, 15 minutes of easy riding, and then we do it. So still got like another 20 minutes, 25 minutes until we start. At about 40 minutes on the clock, so about 25 minutes. That's a good question, Jack. I have no idea. Unless you go back in time and you don't get ill, there's no way of knowing. For sure. But as I've said in one of my YouTube videos since then, you can never be as fit as if you were really. But you just never know. One of the reasons why many people struggle to take time off and rest is because they know if they do that, they will generally not be in as good a shape. And I mean like through illness. No, Tom, it shouldn't be demotivating, buddy. Not when I've been cycling for 15 years. Just remember that. Very easy to not realise that when you're just looking at a guy cycling on a screen. My current 5-minute PB is, well, in the last couple of months it was 430 watts. What race I got coming up? Well, nothing until the end of April. I'm doing the Dirty Reaver, the gravel, the 200km gravel race. Nice, Joe. Which one is it? 5-minute effort starting in approximately 10 minutes. Something like that. Done my priming effort there. The 6-minute threshold effort. And yeah, just like 10-15 minutes now of easy riding to clear that out and then straight into it. Which watts am I starting at? Just more than 430. Like, there's not really much pacing involved other than you start hard, but not too hard for the first 30 seconds to a minute, and then you settle, and then you try and finish strong as well. We're looking for like a U shape in the graph, but it depends on how well I pace it, but generally I don't want to blow up entirely. How do I manage illness? How do I manage illness when training? Or how do I manage training when I'm just going to do it on this road, Joe. If I have a cold or a fever, no, I don't ride. I don't ride when I'm ill, really. I usually start riding when I start training again when I know I'm like within 1 or 2 days of being 100%. And only you know when that is, in my opinion. So, and it's obviously different depending on what kind of illness you've got, okay? That's me stating the obvious. That's a good rule of thumb to follow though, like within 1 or 2 days of you feeling like you're going to be back to 100%. You're usually fairly safe then to start riding. Yeah, I'm at like 20% training difficulty. It seems to be working fine now, Pacey. So, yeah. Didn't really do anything. Yeah, I mean, using a high trainer difficulty, I mean, it's there in my opinion for like personal preference, like how you want to feel when you're riding indoors. I think the name trainer difficulty is a terrible name. I think it should be called like road feel or road sensation or gradient sensation, like, because some people like prefer to like have, you know, not feel like they're grinding up the climbs on Zwift when they have it on 100% trainer difficulty. They want to make it feel a little bit easier, so they drop it. I've never liked 100%. I've always felt like it's too, it feels like it's not realistic. And besides, it's not supposed to be realistic because you're riding indoors. So like my mind, the disconnect between like how it's supposed to feel and how hard it is doesn't correlate when I have it on 100%. It feels weird. Okay. Gonna be starting soon. A good song. Now I've not actually found one yet. I've just got it on shuffle. I don't know whether to ride to the grade or not now. How far is it from here? Anybody know? Can't be that far, can it? Like 10 minutes? Or a bit more. It's probably a bit more than that, isn't it? 20 minutes. Ah, that's a bit too long. Oh well, we'll just do it here. We'll just raw dog it on the flat. Not that it makes a difference, but mentally you feel like maybe you could get more out on a climb. But really, that doesn't matter. Alright, another couple of minutes. 2 or 3 minutes maybe. Oh yeah, but I don't actually know who's near. Should we teleport to Lionel Sanders? No, we're all good. We're all good with doing it. It's no problem. No problem. Okay, let's get off this section and then we start. Yep, we're going to use the splits. So we'll know how we're doing. That's the reason why I've chosen to do it as a free ride. Okay. Let's wait till it gets to a round number for the sake of it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, you know you've done it right when your arms like can hardly hold you up, and your head goes like all lightheaded, and well, I'm not saying that's what you should aim for, but at the end of the day, I think 5-minute max efforts are probably the hardest ones you do. Oh. So we didn't get that U shape that I wanted, but well, at the end of the day, I also didn't finish. I was still in the red. I wasn't in the yellow there, so my power didn't drop drastically. But when you compare it to the first half, it probably did drop. But the trouble is, if you don't know what your limit is, in other words, if you haven't done one of these in a long time, then you're kind of going into it blind. So you've kind of got to just pace it off a feel. When somebody asked me earlier on in the stream, what was I going to aim for power wise? But yeah, my honest answer is I didn't know, because yes, I had a personal best, well, I had a number to sort of go off in February, but I was doing a Zwift race where I actually only did a 3-minute effort, and then we did like a minute of like 300 watts, and then there was a big surge to the top of this climb, which was, I think, during the Zwift game stage 1. I don't know if you remember that, any of you, but that's what I was basing it off. So the first 3 minutes, it'll be interesting, we'll have a look at the graph now. The first 3 minutes of that effort, I was doing well over 450 watts before I then did 300 watts and then finished with that final minute effort. So I don't really, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done an all-out 5-minute effort, and it's the same as any effort really. If you haven't done it in a while, it's hard to pace, it's hard to judge, and sometimes it's easier to do it on a segment or on a climb that you know, for example, is going to take 5 minutes. But I'm happy with that nonetheless. Let's have a look at the graph. Oh, look, there we go. It says, oh, you can't see it. Let me move. Just give me a second. Let me move this view. Or is it? I need to find the stream. Let me move this view. There we go, look at that. So there's the PR, 442 watts for 5 minutes. No erg mode. No erg mode. Yeah, as I've just explained, for those of you thinking that I paced it wrong, if I had a better idea of what I could manage, I could have paced it better at the beginning, but like I said, I didn't know. So in that situation, you've got to ride on feel. You've got to feel your way through that 5 minutes. So you start hard for the first minute, 30 seconds, first minute. You should always start hard for a 5-minute max effort. You leave too much on the table otherwise. And then you're looking to settle in, and then you're trying to not necessarily raise it at the end, but you're just trying to maybe, you know, have something left for that last 30 seconds, last 45 seconds to just finish strong. And finish strong doesn't necessarily mean doing more power than you started with. It just means that, you know, how it feels, you should feel like you can finish the effort and not hanging on. You know, there's a difference between you being in charge of the effort or the effort being in charge of you. And about there, with about 2 minutes to go, I still had the capacity to think and know within myself, I've still got 2 minutes to go. I'm not at max yet. You know, I can hang on for another 2 minutes. That's the key. That's the key, guys. So let's have a look then at the graph Am I going to have to move me again? I think I am. 1 second. Just move me back. Let's have a look at the graph. There it is. So even there, looking at that, it's still a very nice, sort of smooth trend. It's not like a falling off the edge of a cliff. It's like a smooth sort of decline, but it's almost a controlled decline. So I'm really happy with that. I believe that's very well executed. And as you can see there, you can tell it's also well executed by the power curve, because you don't want to see any of this. You don't want to see what the grey graph shows, for example. You don't want to do like 30 seconds, 45 seconds at 600 watts and then see that graph drop drastically and then flatten off. Ideally, you want to see what you see there with that orange from what you see there. You want to see that just gradually fade and fade and fade and fade and fade. You don't want to see any sharp drops. So you can see that my average for 5 minutes was 442 or 444 or 442 or 444, 443. But my average for 3 minutes was 456, so it's just 10 watts. It's a kind of a natural, it's what I'd expect to see. That's kind of what I'd expect to see. Whew. Yeah, 500 watts next time maybe. Any questions? Anybody got any questions on 5 minute efforts or any more pacing? I've kind of covered that. Mentality. I was going to say like how to get through it, how to best prepare for it mentally. I suppose you just got to accept that it's going to be hard. That's the only way, really. You've just got to accept it, and it's useful to have, you know, if you have a go-to song, it's useful to have that. Can I repeat it? Of course I can't repeat it. You mean, can I repeat that same power output now after 5 minutes, 10 minutes of rest? Absolutely not. But I don't need to. No, in all seriousness, you know, that is something that some people could be wanting to improve. And of course you could do this effort again later in the ride, you know, after a couple of hours. And you could test then to see what the difference is between your fresh and your relatively fatigued 5 minute effort could be. Mine is probably, if I was to guess, mine is probably around 400 watts. If I was to ride now for maybe 2 or 3 hours, zone 2, I'd probably see like a 40 watt decline. If I was to guess right about now, based on experience. How do I think that will impact my 20-minute test? Well, what do you mean? Do you mean like in terms of pacing, or like in terms of what I think I can achieve for the 20 minutes? Is it a troll who stands up all the time? Quite a few of them stand up all the time. Have I tried it? Well, I was standing up you know, for a good portion of that test. Not all the way, because you know, you get fatigued, so you sit down, you stand up, you sit down, you stand up. That's generally how when you do a maximum effort, you just default into what feels natural. So if you naturally ride in the saddle, your body will like default to that even during a maximum effort. It's a good example. It's the same with breathing. Like, you don't have to think about it. You just breathe at the rate at which you require to keep up with the pace. So it's the same with riding in and out of the saddle. Should I stop using trainer difficulty settings? Should I have it low because I have much red spikes? Well, Callum, it depends on the race, because if the race requires you to surge and attack, then you'll have the red spikes either way, even if you have trainer difficulty set low or set high. But it will help smooth out your power or the resistance, so you won't have maybe as many involuntary spikes. I think, so notoriously, whenever I've done a 5-minute max effort and I've got something in a range of 440 to 450, 455 is my all-time best outdoors. If I get something in that region, then I know that my 20-minute power is going to be 385, 390 at least, based on past performances. That's what's amazing when you have like 10 years of training history to look back on. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, it's it does help me gauge what I think I can do. Hey Joaquin, welcome. Am I looking to race the Dirty Reaver despite it not being a race? Well, who says it's not a race? No, I've got, well, to be honest with you, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think I can push and race too much, race quotations, at Dirty Reaver anyway, because I'm going to be having like 2 weeks off the bike in April, and I'm going to be going then to the Dirty Reaver, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do much of a performance anyway, if I'm being totally honest with you. So I could just be using it as one mammoth training day. Who knows? Do I use bicarb? No, I do not use bicarb. I haven't used something else that I haven't used in years and years, but I see more and more people taking it, is beetroot shots. Bicarb. I've tried bicarb. I don't see the benefit. Same as beetroot. But then again, everybody's different. I wonder if, because I've been training for so long, it doesn't affect me in the way that it might affect other people. And when you reach a higher level of performance, there's obviously less and less margin, less and less to gain. But I didn't really see the cost benefit of it, if I'm being totally honest. Anyway, there we go. A 5-minute PR. 5-minute PR. I've been taking creatine. And beta-alanine sometimes. It's creatine I've never taken before, apart from the last, I don't know, I'd say the last 4 or 5 months. Beta-alanine, again, it's one of those I had a love-hate relationship with, and I never saw the benefit of it. A lot of these supplements, I really struggle, personally, I really struggle with them, because unless, like I won't take them unless, or like I will take them, but I won't keep taking them unless I have a sort of visible or tangible experience with them that makes them significant enough for me to take them. If I'm just taking them on the basis of science, that's not enough for me, and I have to try it, and I have to feel like it's doing something. If I don't feel like it's doing something, I won't justify the cost of taking it. Thing like, for example, you know, like the nasal strips that I've worn, and I haven't worn because I've run out now, and I need to get some more. But like those, I actually do feel like I get a different. I feel like there's a difference, and part of it is because I can actually see the thing there. But yeah. Yeah, that's true, Mike. Don't you think I take it every day? What's PWO? What's PWO? I gotta be honest, like, the other thing as well is that everything has to be batch tested, don't forget, guys. Well, doesn't have, well, if you're not competing, but no, I don't take pre-workout, no. Caffeine and carbs is pre-workout, electrolytes. Yeah, the everything I take has to be batch tested. You know, like, got to stay away from stuff that has any kind of question mark on it, because of the level of competition that I compete in at the end of the day. So yeah, Callum, I told you, the Dirty Reaver. It's interesting though, like, you know, supplements is an interesting conversation, but don't forget, guys, that it cannot replace a balanced diet and enough carbs, protein, you know, lots of sleep, hydration, sound and good training methods, and consistency. Don't forget. Do not forget. It's yeah. Oh no, it's raining again. Yeah, exactly that, Mike. You know it. No, you all know that. You all know that anyway. It's just, obviously, like, it's in today's world. I was having this conversation with Martin, who's in the chat. I was having this conversation about how, you know, cycling, the sport of cycling, has a data problem. There's so much data, and there's almost like, you know, too much data to shake a stick at. I think there's a bird on my roof. And yeah, we're like bombarded with all these things that make us faster and make us better, and yeah. Anyway, do I get tested in events on live events on Zwift? Or my whoosh? Well, I don't race my whoosh. I've never been tested on events in Zwift. But I've been tested out on the road, yeah. Numerous times over the last 15 years. I found one of my anti-doping, like the forms you fill in when you know, during the sample. I found one of them in my parents' house the other day, dated like 2014 or somewhere, from some race I did. I don't know where it was, but to find out what that noise is. Oh, it was a bird. He's like pecking away at something in the corner. Rory, no, I have not. And I can't say those words on the stream either because YouTube will probably demonetize it. Did I manage to watch the UK Championships? No, I didn't, but I know the result and I know the winner very well as well, as it turns out. He's actually a friend, Elliot, and big shout out to Elliot if he's watching, which he probably isn't, but yeah, I used to coach him a while back, and he's gone on to some great things, not just obviously what he did there, but no, in general. Stopped coaching him a while ago, but yeah, we keep in touch. Ah, nice, Carl. That is cool. That's cool. Awesome. I know a couple of people who took part in that actually, so there we go. To wrap up, Tyler. Tyler who? Oh, would you believe it? Like, I set a new PB for like 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Oh, that is very close to. I already just realised that we didn't set a PB there, but we did set a PB for 5 minutes. Or at least equaled it, but yeah. But yeah, there we go. We'll wrap it up. I'll just take a quick photo. And that's a wrap. Oh no. Never have. Crank. Do drink, Ed. Do I drink? Is that the question? What do you mean, do I drink? Do I drink alcohol? No, I don't. I'm boring. When is the big one? That's a good question. So, it's either going to be Thursday or Friday, or it could be Saturday. It could also be Sunday. No, I haven't, Crank. I gave advice, but that was a few years ago. Yeah. So we'll see how things unfold over the next couple of days, and yeah, hopefully we can get the effort in before the weekend. I do like a glass of wine, actually. Wine is the only thing, really. I don't like the taste and flavour of much else, to be honest. Anyway, that's it. Gonna wrap it up. Thanks for the support in that effort, everyone. Not that I could see much because my vision was going a bit blurry in the last 2 minutes, but I'm glad I got it done now, because that was brutal. There we go. All right. Catch you soon. Catch you on the ice. Catch you on the tarmac. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the week of riding. I shall catch you soon.